Many base designs can be very complicated, but this 19 rocket raid is very simple. There's no bunkers you have to worry about, and to get to the core, a raider will either have to go through one stone wall and one armored wall, or 6 garage doors and 2 normal doors. And the best part is that this base is incredibly cheap, while also having a ton of space. Feel free to decorate however you want, but since the base is primarily for solo players like myself, a compact interior is my preference. You have the attic for drop boxes and anything that doesn't need a lot of protection, and the interior with tons of loot storage, furnaces, a workbench, and your sleeping bag. Now you should be aware, while the base is very hard to take down, it has little in the way of defensive features. But of course the main upside is the very low upkeep cost compared to the raid cost, and also the fact that construction is quite simple. Start with a simple 1x1 with 2 double doors, or alternatively if you want an airlock, wood will be easier to pick out later since you want to replace these doors with garage doors. Now obviously you don't want to stay a 1x1 for very long, so the next step to expanding is adding 2 triangles and a square. The shape should look like this, and the interior like so. And a neat trick if you want some extra shelving space, add a half wall followed by a floor, and then a triangle on the left, followed by a triangle on the right after you destroy the initial twig. At this point you can add extra doors if you want, and replace with garage doors as soon as possible. And once you're ready to finish the base, add 3 triangles to the front, sealing it in like this so you can access your attic. At this point you should have garage doors to make sure base navigation is easier. And now it's time for the roof. Add triangles for the triangles and squares for the squares. Last but not least, you'll want to add 5 honeycomb triangles to the back side of your base. And from here, you're basically done. If you want to make the raid cost 19 rockets, make sure to upgrade the first 3 rooms to armored and the 4th to metal. And you'll also want to upgrade this triangle to metal, since people could potentially blow through the first 2 doors and then soft side their way into your attic. Now if you're looking to decorate densely like I did earlier, this is how. First jump up onto the triangle and make sure this box is very flush with the wall. You'll have just enough to place a second box and a smaller one too. Your next 2 boxes use the same strategy, except in front of them, you'll want 2 more boxes pointing lengthwise. Furnace, workbench, and 2 small boxes go as far back in the base as they will go, and then 2 more furnaces plus a sleeping bag. The sleeping bag and small box are great here because they let you climb up without jumping. Now in this next room, you can just barely fit 5 boxes while also being able to fit through if you crouch jump. After that, you'll have your 3 furnaces from earlier, and then the attic. And it can really be set up to suit whatever needs you have. Just make sure to leave a little bit of space in the middle if you want to put down your research table. Anyways, that's the base in a nutshell. It'll work for duos and trios too, but you'll probably have to remove some boxes, otherwise it'll get quite crowded.